Podcast made possible by contributions from the following. The Bear Family McDonald's, proud supporters of our community since 1967. Stop by one of their 30 area McDonald's restaurants today. Rosen Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. Looking for a brand new Hyundai or certified pre-owned? It's Rosen Express online buying made simple. Go to rosenhyundai.com or genesisofelgonquin.com. Tom the Plumber. Service and installations of the highest quality and craftsmanship. Tom the Plumber. Honest and affordable. Visit Tom online at tomtheplumberinc.com. And Daryl Barnes Photography for portraits, family and graduation photos, sports team photos, and more. Contact Daryl Barnes Photography at darylbarnes.com.
And welcome back to the Hinkle Holiday Classic. I'm Patch Cary, and alongside up me is a good old friend of mine, Johnny Jazarowski. We got some good high school basketball for you today. Cary Grove and Loyola, two teams. Loyola 2-0 in the tourney. Cary Grove decent as well. And game is getting ready to go as we speak. It's the Trojans with it out of Cary Grove. John Mao. Over to Clark. Clark dribbling in with his right hand, passes it out. Try to go for Mao, and that will go out of bounds. I think it'll stay Trojans ball. It's Calvin Slimko passing it in for the Trojans as he gets it over down to Clark. Clark goes right in front of the half-court line, trying to set up some kind of offensive play here. It's Mao driving in, the shot, it's good for two. You look at this Loyola team, they beat Streamwood yesterday, and Casper's pass is deflected right in the hands of number 24, Ryan Zielinski. Slimko, back out to Mao. Clark with it. Drops his dribble down low. The layup down to Zielinski. That does not fall, and a foul is called.
You know, we're going to see them use this height advantage this whole game, Patrick.
Yeah, when you look at these tournaments, you look at everything, free throws are what keeps you close in this game. Cary Grove is 94% from the line.
That's huge.
It's been huge all tournament. I've seen it, yesterday I spent, quite a bit of my day out here, and seeing all these free throws being made, it really keeps you close in these games now, doesn't it?
It does. And they're free, You got to make them.
Right, if it's offered, take it. Ramblers with it. Engro stops his dribble, double team by the Trojans. So Tarjan with it, dribbles to his right, passes on over to the top of the key. And a foul is called. Had the down and inbounds play. Looks to be a blocking foul on Zielinski. This three ball does not fall, rebounded by Slimko, and here come the Trojans. Slimko stops his dribble. Finds a man in Bauer. Bauer dribbles in, nice move there for a layup. That was a great 6-0 run by the Trojans to open up the game here.
Just using that height advantage to get through in the lane.
As timeout's called, what do you think they're telling the Ramblers out here? 6-0. It's early in the first quarter. Do you just take a breather? Do you try to figure out some kind of offensive play, work your way in? What do you do?
I mean, it looks like they're getting a lot of pressure put on them on the offensive side. So they got to keep moving the ball around, find the open man. But on defense, you got to get in front of the big men. They don't have the height advantage on them, but you got to get in front of them, box them out, do everything you can. But it's going to be tough for them.
So you got to do a lot of double teaming, especially down low. But then you do double team, guy can get open easily. So you got to keep your
Exactly.
eyes peeled on whatever is going on
Yep.
here in the game. And here comes the Ramblers. For three. It's good. Miles Bolin, he was a man that was all over the place yesterday. 5 threes against Streamwood. His first points of the game. Trojans with it. Slimko. Wild pass. Back to the top. For three. Air ball, no good. And a wrestling match, jump ball called. Big play here by the Ramblers. 6-2. 5:35 remaining here in the first quarter. Engro takes it up. Passes down low. Ramblers trying to figure out something. Engro with it. Passes on over. Dribbling in himself. Picks up his dribble in the corner. It's Bishop with it. He dishes it back over to Tarjan. Bolin has it. Back over to Bishop. Bishop doesn't move. Stops his dribble. Down low for the layup. That does not fall. Good defensive plays there by Cary Grove. And here come the Trojans again. From the corner. No good. So fight for the ball and a last second touch there by, actually no, it'll go out of bounds on the Ramblers. It's all, that was Kurtzwell. He checked in for a little bit there. He dove for the ball and tipped off of his fingers, I believe.
Yep.
He really should have let it go.
Yeah.
Clark takes it up for the Trojans. Passes the Golden Eagle. Now with it. Sent over to Slimko. And that goes out of bounds. A little sloppy possessions here by both teams. Really much, Cary Grove started at 6-0 run and haven't really figured it out the last couple minutes here. Alex Engro with it. Taking it up for Ramblers. Stops his dribble. Passes on over to Tarjan. Back to Engro. And a travel is called. A costly turnover for the Ramblers early here in the first quarter. See if the Trojans can capitalize on this early turnover. As you know, they start on at 6-0 run to start the game. Have not scored since.
A little bit of sloppy basketball on both sides of the ball.
Hornick. Over to Clark. Over to Mao. Down low to Bauer. For three. No good. It's Hornick with the shot, and here come the Ramblers. Over to Bolin. Bolin picks up his dribble. Bishop with it now. Tries dribbling with his left for three. Is Engro. No good. Trojans recover, and here we go. Clark passes down low. Easy put in for Zach Bauer.
6'5" Zach Bauer, we're seeing him use that height. He's got 6 on the day so far.
It's a case of man versus team. It's all the Bauer show, and here come the Trojans again. Hornick goes up. Layup no good. It looks it's going to be a charge. Takes a lot to take that charge here in basketball. Back when I used to play, now granted, I played some Park District basketball in my day, so I don't know if you want to talk about how varying levels of competitiveness there, but taking charges, it takes something out of you to do it.
It's not easy.
It's not an easy job. As a timeout is called, 3.5, a little over 3.5 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. And this timeout is sponsored by our good friend Tom the Plumber. Tom the Plumber Inc. is a family-owned and operated company committed to providing plumbing service and installation of the highest quality and craftsmanship. Tom the Plumber, honest and affordable. Visit Tom online at tomtheplumberinc.com. 3 minutes and 35 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. 8-3 ball game so far. Johnny, what have you seen so far? And really, you're looking at Loyola. How do you stop Bauer?
It's tough. I mean, like I've said before, the height advantage. He's 6'5". Loyola doesn't have a lot of height in their team, and they're playing. It looks like they're playing man-to-man right now. Maybe switch to zone and double team them down in the paint, but it's going to be tough to stop them.
You heard it from our expert up here in the booth, Johnny. So a couple of players that you might want to take a look out for if you're Loyola trying to get the ball to. Talk about Miles Bolin a little bit. I've mentioned Bishop a little bit. Bishop hit 5 threes against Streamwood yesterday. Both Bolin and Bishop both hitting 5 threes. So those are two guys, if they get hot behind the arc, then they can let it fly.
Yeah, in total as a team, they have 17 threes in the tourney so far. So they like to shoot that deep ball.
Yeah, and if it's not working, you get aces like this. Now you're only down 5.
Yep.
A lot of game left, so maybe I'm overreacting a little bit, but we'll see what they can do on the offensive side of the ball right now. And that's Engro receiving the inbounds pass. Taking up with his left hand. Gets past the Golden Eagle. Stops his dribble, passes down low. Hot pass tipped off the hands of Garcia, and here come the Trojans. Mike Clark with it. Clark over to Mao. Mao dribbling with his right hand, tries to kick it himself. A wild left-handed pass there. It's a falls back in the hands of Hornick. Hornick drives again with his left. Corner Mao. Picks up his dribble. Behind the back pass, and it worked!
What a finish. Behind the back
Power
pass.
again.
He's got 8.
Man versus team here in the early action of day 3 of the Jacobs Hinkle Holiday Classic. See the answer. Bishop thought about the 3 ball. Instead, it's Garcia for 3, and it lands. That's his first 3 points of the game, and Loyola 6 total points so far. Clark. As a push is called, a foul. Shane Tarjan with his second foul, I believe, of the game. Oh, yeah. Trojans have it. John Mao. Over to Kyle Aquit. Back over to Bauer. Hornick with it. Hornick dribbles in, picks up his dribble, tries a nice pass there over to Aquit. Turnaround fade by Mao, bricks off the backboard, and Loyola gets the rebound. Here comes Engro from the corner. No good. It's a nice rebound there by Zach Bauer. Hey, heard it called his name all day so far. John Mao with it. Hornick. Over to Clark. Clark drives in, and a foul is called. I believe that's on Tarjan again. Second foul, team third. Late first quarter action. 10-6 Cary Grove as we'll head to an inbounds play. Clark, the floater, and it lands. And 1. You know, when you're drawing plays like that, you want to get that contact now, don't you, Johnny?
Yep.
Draw the contact, head to the line. 94% Cary Grove.
They're going to knock him down.
This is where they'll kill you. This is where they pick up those, extra point here and there. And before you know it, that's 8 free points you've given them. And lead becomes insurmountable as he drains his free throw, make that 3-point play. 13-6 Cary Grove. Garcia. From the corner, no good. That was Miles Bolin. As a foul is called. I believe that's on Jake Hornick. I think he reached over.
Yeah.
It was an over and back call there. Over to back, I should say. Casper on the inbound. Finds Engro. Bishop, back to Casper. To Bolin. Engro with it. Engro has it again. The 3, that falls! First 3 points of the game for Alex Engro. See if the Trojans can answer. Clark drives in on his own. Pass down in the corner for 3, that's good! Kyle Aquin. Oakwat, excuse me, that's the PA. Goes in, that's Engro. Look over to Bishop. Bolin with it now. Back over to Bishop, less than a minute now in the first quarter. Engro dribbles in with his right, puts up for the layup, kisses it off the glass, and that'll fall for 2. Count that 5 points for Engro here. 5-point game as he just loses control of the ball there. That was Slimko And here come the Ramblers. Engro with it again. He thought about doing a pull-up jumper in the corner. Garcia, that's an air ball, does not land right into the hands of Kyle Oakwood. And here come the Trojans again. Mike Clark with it. Will they hold the ball for the final shot? We'll see what they do. Ashby Jordan dished it right back to Clark, and it looks like that's what they're going to do. It looks like they're going to hold it.
Waiting for that last shot here.
Figuring out some kind of offensive play. And he falls right into the hands of Ramblers, and a foul is called, reaching in, I believe.
Not what they wanted there in those last remaining seconds.
Now you get the ball back to Loyola. They've shown that they can get some points down low. Engro hit the three. He drove in a nice kiss the backboard for a layup there earlier, actually a few minutes ago. I don't know if you want to give the Loyola the ball in this situation. You really don't. And here's Engro. See what he can do. And that kicks off the foot of the Trojans. They'll have half a second. I don't think there's much you can really do here.
No. Not what they wanted also. Looking for that last shot and weren't able to put anything up.
Costly turnover, but I don't think much will happen. And nothing will. He had the chance. They had the chance to do it. They got the pass off. Had the shot off, but just does not fall. 16-11 after the first quarter here in the Hinkle Holiday Classic. Cary Grove, 16. Loyola, 11. We have a replay for you here. Let's see what it is. We'll have you analyze it, Johnny. You're the basketball expert up here. Let's see what you got to say about this play.
Let's see what we got coming up here. That's the three by Loyola. Brought to you by Rosen. I mean, we've talked about it before. They like to shoot the long ball, and that's what they're going to do all day long.
All right, we're going to head off the break. We'll be back here in just a few seconds.
What makes me most proud of our restaurants is our people. Our people who come in and work for us every single day. We try to create an atmosphere of family, an atmosphere of warmth, and an atmosphere of compassion.
And welcome back to the Hinkle Holiday Classic. I'm Patch Cary, alongside me is my good friend Johnny Jazarowski. Good basketball game so far, a little different than the first game I got the call yesterday, which includes Loyola. They were also in there. Against Streamwood, that was a bit of a slaughter to have now. But this game, 16-11, and this quarter is sponsored by Rosen Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. If you're looking for a brand new or certified pre-owned, it's Rosen Express Online Buying, made simple. Go to rosenhyundai.com and Genesis of Algonquin.com. That'd make a nice Christmas present, nice little car. I mean, like, hey, I love my car, but be a greedy man sometimes. Let's get ready here for some second quarter action. Big guys for Loyola has been Alex Engro. He hit a 3 and a 2, but it's been the Zach Bauer show.
I think we'll continue to see that throughout the day.
We'll see
that
how
6'5" height.
Yeah, you see how Loyola can stop them. Double team is my answer. I don't know, I believe that's what your answer as well.
I mean, that seems like the only answer right now, so we'll see if they can find any other way to stop them. But, yeah, that 6'5" height is just going to be a huge advantage for Cary Grove.
All right, second quarter action starting right now. And Clark has it for the Trojans. Over to Slimko. Over to Mao. Mao dribbles with his right. Pass down, nice pick and roll, puts up the shot. That does not fall, but a foul is called. Good offensive play there. Zach Bauer, good old fun-old-fashioned pick and roll. As Bauer head back to the line, called his name all day.
I mean, we saw him double team him down there, but just the height, he's able to draw the foul.
You know, I was looking at a lot of this Cary Grove team, and it seemed like they dished the ball often a lot to a lot of different players. I was checking the score sheet, and in their win yesterday, I saw really good dishing out, getting everyone involved. And for 3, that's not fall. As I believe that's Clark who tried to save it. There's some barking down by the coaches, it sounds like. Zola has it. Casper puts it up. Does not fall. Gets his own rebound. That does not fall. Littles Bauer with the block, and here comes Cary Grove. Clark with it. Pass it over to Slimko. Down low to Bauer. Posts up Casper, and he just takes care of him.
He's looking for the charge there, but didn't get that.
And here comes Loyola. Back to Engro. The pass deflected off the hands of Mao as he runs right into Bishop, and the Trojans have some momentum on their side. Patches off. Open three, does not decide to take it. Mao with it. Dribbles on his own. Passes right back to Bauer, and a charge is called. There's the charge.
There we
a little
go.
late, but there it is.
Second one for Loyola, too. It's one way to beat him in the paint.
So Casper on the inbounds play. Engro with it. Over this left across the Golden Eagle. Passes over to Bishop. Bishop, when he's open, he can shoot. Casper with it. Back over to Engro. Bolin. Back to Engro. Good defense here by the Trojans. They've been nearly impenetrable down in defense so far. Ball with it for three. This is left, and a foul is called. A push. Let's see who it's on.
It's beyond Calvin Slimko, his first.
Cary Grove's sixth foul of the half. Getting close to that bonus territory. Something to keep an eye on as this quarter progresses. Engro gets the inbounds pass down by the IHSA logo. The Tarjan. Engro takes it himself. Navigating traffic. Stop, picks up his dribble, looks for a man open, finds him in the corner. Down low to Kurtzwell. Engro with it again. Tarjan. Trying to find some way to get any kind of shot opener, is not having any luck. For three, no good. And Bau tried to save it, but it was right back in the hands of Casper, and Englo's got the ball again. Engro passes down, low to Kurtzwell, over to Tarjan, back to Casper. Kurtzwell with it again. For three, that's good. Engro's first 3 points of the second quarter. Loyola's first 3 points of the second quarter makes it a 5-point ball game. And that pass intercepted. Here comes Casper. Decides to slow it down a little bit. Engro, thought about going in, drives it himself. A nice little move there. That does not fall. Tried to draw the contact, but Clark takes it up for Trojans instead. 4 minutes 40 remaining. Clark driving in. Underhanded shot does not fall, and a foul is called. Looks like he'll head down to the line for two. That was Luke Kurtzwell, senior, his first foul of the game. As Clark misses his first. Uncharacteristic miss for Cary Grove. As Max Garcia comes back in for the Ramblers, replacing Kurtzwell. As the second one will fall. Back to a 6-point ball game. Engro getting double teamed immediately. Back over to Garcia. Back to Engro. Over to Bolin. Excuse me, that's Tarjan. To Garcia. Garcia takes it himself. Casper with it. Look over to Tarjan. Bolin. Wild pass, Engro, he secures it. Back over to Tarjan. Engro, good Garcia. Casper down low. Goes up, and he draws the foul. Head to the line for two.
You know, this Cary Grove defense is really playing tight here. They're playing a 2-3 zone, and Loyola's trying to move the ball around, and they're not getting anything. It's taken them a while to find the open shot.
Yeah, you're seeing, you know, the key to beating the zone is keep moving the ball around, and eventually you'll get someone open. Someone leaves their designation, their zone, and then you get maybe a shot behind the arc, or you work in, but the 2-3 really takes care of down low, so you got to establish that 3-point shot so then they can switch to another one.
And that's what Loyola likes to do, so that's what they're trying to find that wide open three.
It's Connor Casper's first. He makes his first free throw. First point of the game. And the second one rattles around and will fall. Make it back to a 4-point ball game as now Loyola's in the bonus in the 1-and-1. Clark calling out the the offense. Go over to Bauer. Down low, layup, easy money there for Zielinski.
His first basket of the day.
Engro, Garcia. It's Bolin. Back to Engro. The three, that falls. Count that, that's his third three of the game and second of the quarter. Makes it now a 3-point ball game. Clark with it. Find someone open, and that is deflected by Casper. And here come the Loyola. They've been hot for three. That's good!
Count it.
An and one from behind the arc. A chance at a 4-point game to take the lead. As a timeout is called, I believe. That was Bolin. It's his second three of the game. I believe that was a foul on Mike Clark.
Yes.
As a timeout is called. Tie ball game at the line with a shot to take the lead. And this timeout is sponsored by Daryl Barnes Photography. This timeout sponsored by Daryl Barnes Photography for portraits, family, and graduation photos, sports team photos, and more. Contact Daryl Barnes Photography at darylbarnes.com. I'm getting close to graduation. I have to make a call, do something, because I have no pictures. I got 0 pictures ready for my family for my eventual graduation. Whenever that might come in May, I've got nothing so far. It's clearly, Cary Grove has nothing to defend against Alex Engro right now because he's been on fire this quarter.
He has.
Got 6 points, 2 threes, made a 3 in the first quarter. They're getting those shots, they're getting those chances behind the arc.
Yeah, they're going to continue to shoot that 3 ball.
And that's how you beat the zone. Work around the arc.
Yeah.
Get the passes around.
Finding that open shot.
Yeah, you get the open shot, and that's how you beat it. And that's what Loyola's done a pretty good job of doing so far.
Yeah. I mean, with Cary Grove's height, it's not allowing Loyola to get the ball down low. Just because of that height advantage, they're not able to do anything down there. So they're good from behind the arc, so they're taking their chances.
So a chance at the line for Loyola. They have not had the lead at all in this first half. This will give them the lead. And really just a change in momentum because, you know, you watch the beginning of the game. Cary Grove started that 6-0 run, and they kind of faltered a little bit.
Yeah.
Bauer has been around this quarter. He scored 4 points.
Yeah, he's got 12 now in the day, so great start for him.
And they found he's been a little quiet in the last couple minutes, so clearly whatever they're doing on defense is getting the job done.
Yep. You know, and the one thing to look at, looking at Loyola Academy, they're only averaging 22.5 points per game. They've already allowed 22. They gave up 25 to Grant and 18 to Streamwood. They've already given up 22 points here.
As Bolin misses his first free throw of the game, and that'll keep the game tied with 3 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Clark takes up for the Trojans. Now an open shot, decides not to take it. Passes down low to our friend Bauer. Stops his dribble, double team, puts it up anyways, but he draws the contact as a foul is called.
Exactly what he was looking for.
As Bauer will head to the line. Made 2 free throws already. It's a foul on Max Garcia.
He gets that one to fall. 13
now,
for Bauer.
Cary Grove taking the 1-point lead here. Less than 3 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. As Engro takes it up, passes over to Bishop. Bishop down to Kurtzwell. He's checked back in. Engro from the corner. He takes the 3. He's on fire. That's his 3rd 3 of the quarter. As Loyola takes their first lead of the game, up 2 with 2.5 remaining here in the second quarter.
Just like we talked about, they're able to swing the ball around, find the wide open man for the three.
Clark trying to find the answer. Zielinski, back over to Mao. Back to Clark. He drives it himself, puts up a wild shot, and that does not fall, and a foul, I believe, is called. As he'll head to the line for the 1-and-1. That was Miles Boland's second foul of the game, as they'll make the first. And coming back in for the Ramblers is Connor Casper. As Clark has it. He misses the second. Rebounded by Angro. He's been all over the place this quarter for the Ramblers. As he takes it up. Good pick by Casper. Gets the ball. Over down to Boland. Kurtzwell with it. Back to Bishop. Driving in with his right. He takes a shot, and another foul is called. He'll head down to the line. Less than 2 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Foul on John Mao. That is the 9th foul by Cary Grove, as the first free throw will not fall. Loyola with it. 1 point lead, trying to make it to 2, and that does not fall. Misses both on the line. That's going to hurt him in the long run. And here comes the Trojans. Clark with it. Over to Hornick. Bauer. Back to Hornick. Over to Jordan. He checked in. Clark with it. Minute and a half now in the second quarter. Hornick. Gets it over to Zielinski. Back to Clark. Good defense here by the Ramblers. Bauer guarded by Casper. Zielinski with it, picks up his dribble, passes over to Clark. Down low is Bauer. Bauer dishes it back out to Zielinski for 3, and that missed the rim completely, falls right into the hands of Boland, and here come the Ramblers again. Boland with it, dribbling up with his right, passes over to Casper. Casper to wide open 3, and that does not fall. As a foul is called as both players come down, and it looks like it's going to stay Loyola ball.
Fouls on Ryan Zielinski, his second of the game.
As that is, I believe, Kurtzwell heading over to the line for the Ramblers. I believe it'll be 2 shots as Loyola is now in the double bonus. One-point game for the Ramblers. So take the free throw, and the first one will fall. It's Kurtzwell's first points of the game. Makes it now a 2-point game. And the second one rails around, does not fall, stays a 2-point game. And here come the Trojans. Mike Clark looked over at his coach to see what kind of play they want to call. Ashby Jordan with it. Wild pass almost goes out of bounds, but it's caught by Hornick. Back to Clark. 30 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Are they going to hold it for that last shot, or are they not? It's a question we'll wait and see to find the answer to. And right now, as a timeout is called, looks like they're going to come up with some kind of game plan. Do they take the 3? Do they not take the 3? What do you think?
I mean, we haven't seen them take many threes here, so I expect them to dish it down low.
And this timeout is sponsored by Rose and Hyundai and Genesis. Rose and Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. If you're looking for a brand new or certified pre-owned, it's Rose and Express Online Buying made simple. Go to roseandhyundai.com and Genesis of Algonquin. 26.9 seconds remaining here in the first half in the second quarter. Tight ball game here. Loyola up by 2. You're looking at a defensive call here by Loyola. What do you do to defend against whatever Cary Grove's going to do? Because whether they take the 3 or not, or they drive in, try to go to the content, how do you essentially defend that?
I mean, I expect them to look down low at Zach Bauer. He's been the man for Cary Grove today, so they can't lose him. I expect them to go to him. He's got, see if I can do my math correctly, he's got 13.
Bauer has it, less than 20 seconds now. Clark dribbling in with his left, runs into 3 maroon jerseys, I should say. He says Hornick, less than 10 seconds, Zielinski with it. Got to figure out something to do here. Clark driving in, picks up his dribble for 3 in the corner at the buzzer, it's good! What a way to end the first half action here. 27-26, Cary Grove takes the lead as we're heading into halftime. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Hinkle Holiday Classic, 27-26.
Hi, welcome to the Bear Family McDonald's. Thank you.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique. And your mother. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
What makes me most proud of our restaurants is our people. Our people who come in and
And welcome back to the Hinkle Holiday Classic. I'm Patrick Cary, and alongside me is a good old friend of mine, Johnny Jazarowski. We've got a great game of basketball to you right now. Loyola, Cary Grove up 27-26 after the last second three-point shot. Johnny, wasn't that just a great possession there?
It's a great way to end the half, too. Take that lead by 1.
Yeah, it's been a back and forth game all day, and it's been a lot of fun calling it so far. It's my second game, the first game of the day actually, and coming and seeing. I watched Loyola yesterday play against Streamwood, and they kind of just ran all over the court on them. And seeing this game where it's a competitive game, you have Loyola, you have Alex Engro, who's a guy you want to watch. 14 points in the first half. I talked about Miles Bolin, I talked about Bishop, and apparently I had some kind of announcer's jinx because Bishop hasn't scored any baskets so far. And in the other case, Bolin he's got 6. So it'll be interesting to see what both of these teams do coming into the third quarter. And don't forget, this game is brought to you by our season sponsor, the Bear Family McDonald's. Proud supporters of our community since 1967. Stop by one of their 30 area McDonald's restaurants today, and Rose and Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. If you're looking for a brand new or certified pre-owned, it's Rosen Express online buying made simple. Go to rosenhyundai.com and genesisofalgonquin.com. And third quarter action beginning here. 27-26, Cary Grove with the lead. We'll see what Loyola can do here in the second half as the man of the hour for Loyola, Alex Engro, starts off with the ball. Passes over to Max Garcia. Over to Bolin. Back to Garcia. Bolin with it. Passes on over to Tarjan. Garcia back to Tarjan. Over to Bolin. Bolin tries driving in. Tarjan with it, stops his dribble, passes down low to Garcia. Really tried to tight wire that line. And here comes Mao, and a shot that's good for first 2 points of the quarter for John Mao, and now a 3-point lead for the Trojans. Garcia over to Engro. Engro for 3. That does not fall. It's rebounded, and a putback for 3. That also does not fall, as that's picked up by Mao. Trojans with the ball. 7 minutes left here in the third quarter. Clark over to Slimko. Back to Clark. Maneuvers that baseline. Over down to Mao. The pull-up jumper, and that falls for 2. The mid-range jumper is not dead. Nope. Alex Engro with it. Garcia back to Engro. Dribbles in with his left. Runs into traffic as a blocking foul is called.
It's going to be Zielinski's third of the game.
Engro gets the inbounds pass. Wide open 3 as he pushed off, and that does not fall. A fight for the ball, and a foul is called. I believe that was on Garcia. Excuse me, that was on Connor Casper. As that's Mike Clark with the ball. Down low to Bauer to ease the alley-oop, and that'll fall for 2. Loyola tries to find the answer. That open shot for 3 does not get it. Engro back around. Tarjan with it, back to Engro. Engro dribbles in, gets double-teamed immediately, and he's still getting double-teamed. Back over to Tarjan. Over to Garcia down low. Pass deflected off of the leg as it'll stay somehow Loyola ball as Casper had it. Pass back to Garcia. Over to Tarjan. Tarjan's driving in. Over to Engro. Engro thought about the 3 and decides not to. Stop, picks up his dribble. Wide open 3. That does not fall. A lot of ball movement there, but nothing falling in place for the Ramblers as they're now down 7. It's Clark over to Hornick. Hornick dishes it off. Picked by Bauer. Tried to do a pick and roll, and pass too hot to handle as that will roll out of bounds, and it'll go costly turnover back to the Ramblers. As that will be, Bishop comes in and Kurtzwell comes in as well for the Ramblers. Ramblers still looking for their first points of the second half. Engro, crazy looking jump pass. Casper with it. for three. No good. Zengro gets the rebound, dribbles into 4 white shirts, over back to Casper. Bishop with it, back to Casper. Good defensive play here by the Trojans. As Kurtzwell has it. Back over to Engro. Engro dribbles in, finding something. Casper down low. As he posted up on, I believe that was Hornick, and he'll score the first 2 points of the quarter for the Ramblers. Bauer. Zielinski has it. Over to Mao. Little pass to Self there, tipped off the hands of Bolin as he takes it in, passes over to Zielinski. Back to Hornick, pull-up jumper, does not fall. It's rebounded by Bauer. He's surrounded by maroon jerseys. He tries to do something, and a foul is called, and he'll head to the line. Miles Bolin's 3rd foul. As Bauer heads to the line. It's that one to make it a 6-point game. As Zielinski comes out, and in comes Ashby Jordan, the senior guard. And he hits the second one. 7-point ball game now. See what Loyola could do as Engro has it. There's a lot of those jump passes.
Yeah, it seems how they start out every possession out.
For 3 in the quarter. That's good! Miles Bolin hits his 3rd 3 of the game. It comes in a very important spot for the Ramblers. Because now they're on defense. Hornick. Over to Jordan. Back to Clark. Clark has it down low. Double teamed. Jordan back to Clark. Clark takes the 3 instead, and that does not fall as it's rebounded by Casper. Engro lost it over to Casper, back to Engro. Engro has it. Over to Bishop. Kurtzwell. Engro, but behind the arc. That does not fall. Kurtzwell saves it. Back to Engro. He walks into 3 white jerseys, and he will finish up strong with the layup. 16 points in a day for Alex. Now a 2-point game. Hornick. Over to Mao. To Jordan. Over to Clark. Clark dribbles in. The corner is Jordan. That shot goes way off. I believe there was a finger on it by the Ramblers, and here come the Ramblers again. Bolin, pull-up jumper. That does not fall, as a pushing foul is called. There's a timeout. 35-33, 2 minutes and 23 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. 2-point ball game. Johnny, what have you got?
You know, both teams, they're starting to struggle now here. We saw Loyola, they struggled to get their first baskets of the game, or the quarter. The 3 ball wasn't falling for them, and then they hit, Miles Bolin hit that 3. Let's hope that sparks something going forward with them. So we're going to replay that Miles Bolin 3.
Just what a
the first of their quarter.
Catch and shoot.
Yep. That's what you got to do. They're trying to find that open more, but, you know, they struggled to knock that down at the start of the quarter, but they finally got one.
And that came in a very important spot for the Ramblers, as they were, battling out with Cary Grove. And this time out is sponsored by Daryl Barnes Photography. For portraits, family, and graduation photos, sports team photos, and more, contact Daryl Barnes Photography at darylbarnes.com. 35-33. As you said, 3 ball is very important, especially in the modern, this new game of basketball, people are calling it, where it's just so, insert yourself behind the arc, take those 3-point shots. Why take the stand-up jumpers? Why
Yeah.
work in when you can get more points behind the arc?
Free ball is crucial.
And you've seen it, you've seen it in college a lot, you've seen it in the pros. Three-point shooters. If your three-point shooters aren't landing shots, you're going to struggle.
Yep.
Now, that might change a little bit when you have guys like Zach Bauer who just towers over everyone
Exactly.
else, where you have, okay, we have a guy we can just loft it in, he can take care of business down there.
Yep.
But if you're Loyola, you really got to look at it. Miles Bolin, Alex Engro, and if Bishop gets hot, he can do it too, but we have yet to see him get hot at all. As he dishes in, pass intercepted by Clark, and Hornick has it. Nice little move there, and it's good defense by Engro. Prevents the layup from going in, and he takes it up now. 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Bishop has it, working his way in, dishes it back out to Engro. For three, Bolin. Little too far out of his range as Engro has it. Over to Bolin, to Casper. Comes in, and he just loses the ball completely as it will go out of bounds, and it'll go to the Trojans. Costly turnover there. Clark has it. Minute 40 remaining. Over to Mao. Bauer sets a pick, almost pick and roll. Had a shot there, but no. Clark. Over to Hornick. Hornick dishes over to Bauer, double teamed immediately. Lockwood. Mao has it, starts coming in. He gets double teamed, and stand-up jumper by Bauer, and it'll fall for two.
19 on the day for Bauer.
Yeah, 19 points. Casper, their answer, he gets fouled. They'll head to the line for two. Casper made 2 free throws already in the game. As Okwat gets his third foul of, gets his, I believe that was his second foul of the game. As the Cary Grove fans trying to make some cat noises to distract the Ramblers. I've never heard of that
to
kind
throw
of.
'em off.
Never heard that defensive, action before in my life.
Me neither.
But hey, if it works, it works. Casper, second one, will fall. As a substitution comes in, and it's Max Garcia coming back in. Clark working in, picks the dribble, over down to Mao. Back to Clark, pass almost tipped by Tarjan. Clark coming in, good pass, and a charge is called. Hey, look who it is. Alex Engro, called his name all day.
Yep.
Player of the game so far for the Ramblers. The charge will hand the ball, costly foul there, will hand it over to the Ramblers. 2-point ball game, Cary Grove up by 2, 48.7 remaining here in the third quarter. As Engro takes it up, gonna take his time. Over to Garcia. Garcia looking, has a 3-point ball already, like get some more points. So playing keep it away, like, hey, I want it. Nah, you take it. No, how about you? It's like, I don't really feel like carrying it, and you do it. He's like, maybe not me. You can do it. Because Engro has it now.
It's like they want to hold it to the last shot here, just going to play keep away.
Kind of tight, I kind of feel bad for Aqua. He's just running back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and
Get his
forth.
exercise in.
Getting his condition in early. Engro coming in, 10 seconds, dishes it back out to Bolin. Bolin with the shot, deep 2, and that falls. Actually, no, 3. I thought that was a little bit inside the arc there. Now, last second heave, that does not fall. Miles Bolin coming up when it matters most. 2 threes in the third quarter gives Loyola a 38-37 lead. We're going to throw it off to commercial break. Back here for fourth quarter action.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique. And your mother. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
And fourth quarter action sponsored by Rose and Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. If you're looking for a brand new or certified pre-owned, it's Rose and Express online buying made simple. Go to roseandhyundai.com and genesisofalgonquin.com. Fourth quarter action here in Hinkle Holiday Classic. I'm Patrick Harrion, alongside me up here, Johnny Jazarowski. Fun basketball game so far. 38-37, Loyola has the lead by 1 point. What do you expect out of these two teams in the fourth quarter?
I mean, we've seen a lot from Engro here. Not too much in the third quarter, but we've seen a lot of Miles Bolin starting to heat up. Still nothing from Bishop yet, but Zach Bauer continuing to do his thing. He's the man of the hour for Cary Grove. He's got 19 on the day, so we'll continue to see him in the fourth quarter, but it's been a close game so far.
It's going to be interesting to see if Loyola can find some way to, to pull out a Bauer outage here and stop him in the fourth quarter. Clark has it. Over to Aquid for three, and that falls. Oakwad, that's his first, and that pass is too hot to handle. Intercepted by Cary Grove. Change of momentum here early in the fourth quarter as Clark has it. Over to Mao, he's coming in. Puts up the layup, that does not fall. Rebounded by Engro, and they're playing some tight defense now. Engro taking up the court. And he gets mugged from behind, falls right into the hands of Jake Hornick, and here come the Trojans. Cary Grove, and so it looks like it's going to be a jump ball. Yes, jump ball. I believe it's going to go Loyola's way. This possession arrow points towards them. It will be a Loyola ball. As Garcia will pass it inbounds to Engro. 7 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Garcia over to Bolin. Kurtzwell. Back to Engro. To Garcia. Down low to Kurtzwell. Garcia goes up. Easy put in
Great
for two.
ball movement from Loyola there, finding the open man down in the paint.
That's how you beat the zone.
There you go.
Cary Grove with it. Hornick. Over to Bauer. Bauer dribbles in. Nice pass there. Posting up down low was Hornick, and he puts it in for two. Over to Garcia. Kurtzwell, back to Garcia. Loses dribble, and it goes right into the hands of Cary Grove, and here comes Mao. Engro seals it now. Here come the Ramblers. Engro will slow it down a little bit. Engro with it again. Over to Tarjan. Tarjan picks up his dribble, passes over to Garcia. Down low is Kurtzwell, he dribbles around. Gives it back to Engro, and that will go over to half-court line. And a over and back will go to Cary Grove, a costly turnover.
A little bit of momentum change for Cary Grove there as he gets some turnovers.
You saw an intercepted pass by Cary Grove.
Yep.
Mugged and pickpocketed by Loyola getting the ball, and then a costly errant pass goes over to half-court line, over and back. Ball right back to the Trojans. As Clark has it. Wide open three, he takes it, that falls in. 5-point ball game. As a timeout is called by Loyola. Change in momentum when we saw so many steals and turnovers. Capitalizing on those plays is what's going to win you some ball games, and clearly that's what Cary Grove's doing right now. And this timeout is sponsored by Tom the Plumber. Tom the Plumber, Inc. is a family-owned and operated company committed to providing plumbing, service, and installation of the highest quality and craftsmanship. Tom the Plumber, honest and affordable. Visit Tom online at tomtheplumberinc.com. 45-40, 5.5 minutes basically remaining here in the fourth quarter. Now, Johnny, what have you seen so far in both of these teams?
I mean, it's been a little bit of sloppy play here. We've seen a lot of turnovers, but Cary Grove's been able to capitalize on the turnovers recently. They have 2 threes so far in the quarter, which have been huge and a big part of their 5-point lead, and only 1 basket here for Loyola in the fourth quarter. So, I mean, we want to see something change for Loyola here. They got to move the ball around, hold on to it better, capitalize on the turnovers that they've had, and it's been a good ball game so far.
You know, when people are celebrating the day of Festivus today, you talk about the feats of strength. how about Jake Hornick? Posting up down low,
Yeah.
taking care of business. That was a great pass by Bauer.
Great look from Bauer down low.
There's the feats of strength so far in the game. As they get ready to finish off the fourth quarter, 5.5 minutes remaining. Cary Grove with a nice 5-point lead. We'll see what Loyola can give the answer to. That was a good timeout call to stop the momentum. They had to get their team together, rile up the troops, as they say. As inbounding to be a new face, Connor Smith gets his first check-in of the game. Zengro with it. Bolin over to Smith. Bolin for three. He's good. That's another one. Same corner that he hit in the third quarter, hits it again here in the fourth. Makes it a 2-point ball game. I'll put over to Clark. Mao with it. They had Alquit down low. A wild pass goes out of bounds. Costly turnover. Loyola ball. Smith passes into Engro. Nice, good jump pass over to Smith. To Bolin. Bolin's been hot behind the arc. Bishop. Bolin. Back to Bishop. Over to Bolin. Oh, they had Engro open, but
chilling down there in the corner waiting for it. But
Zach Bauer gets the big old paw out there and pushes it out of bounds. Two-point lead by Cary Grove. As Smith inbounds it to inbounds pass to Engro. Double teamed immediately, as expected. Casper back in. Bolin finds Casper in the corner. Got to get out of that corner. Tries to find someone. Smith. Engro with it. Over to Bishop. As the ball will go out of bounds off of Mao. It'll stay Ramblers' ball. As Tarjan comes back in for Smith. Engro jump pass. Over to Tarjan. He gets triple team. And a foul is called. Looks like it's going to be a reaching foul. I don't know if there was something going on with Loyola, but I saw the coach whip the ball into the ref. I don't know if that was just a standard pass or there was a little something else behind that toss, because there was really no need to throw it that hard. And this timeout is sponsored by Rose and Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. If you're looking for a brand new or certified pre-owned, it's Rosen Express online buying made simple. Go to roseandhyundai.com and Genesis of Algonquin.com. 2-point lead here by Cary Grove. What are the coaches talking about in the huddle right now?
They just got to move the ball around better. I mean, something we haven't looked at yet is the fouls by Cary Grove. We have 4 players with 3 fouls. We have John Mao with 4. So getting a little bit of foul trouble here, but it's in the fourth quarter, so it shouldn't be too big of a concern. But Mao, 1 more foul, and he's done for the day.
I wouldn't say it's starting to get in concern territory, but Bauer doesn't have any. And that's the guy you want to keep your eye on. That is the heart and soul of that offense. As long as he's in there, they'll figure out a way to keep the lead.
Yep.
As for Loyola, a measly 5 points so far in the fourth quarter. What do they do?
I mean, they're moving the ball more, which is what I've seen differently from the first half to this half. They're getting the ball more open, getting people down low, finding the open threes. I just like the ball movement, how it's improved from the first half to the second half.
All right, you heard it from our basketball expert up here, Johnny Jazarowski. 3 minutes, 54 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. 2-point lead by Cary Grove. Let's see what Loyola can do with the ball, as that will be Bishop passing it in. Casper kisses off the glass. That's 2. That's his 6th point of the game. Excuse me. 8th point of the game. I need to get better at math. The Trojans have it, tie ball game. Hornick trying to figure out something. They can't get anything, and a turnover. They held the ball too long. Excuse me, no, it was I believe it was a foul.
Foul on
It was
Zielinski.
a foul on Zielinski.
His 4th.
I didn't get a good look at what it was. Zengro has it. Crazy jump pass, as expected. Dribbles in, right into 3 white jerseys. Bishop makes his way in there, and that's blocked by Oakwit. Big defensive play by the Trojans. Clark will take it up. Bauer posting up, and that's deflected by jump ball. There was a deflection, a blocked shot in there.
Looks like he just got his hand on it for a little too long.
And I understand the call.
Yeah.
Because there was 2 guys holding the ball at one point, and it's up to the refs to really determine if that's going to be a jump ball. And with the possession arrow pointing towards Cary Grove, it just kind of stays down there. As Clark will get the inbounds pass. Hornick, back to Mao. Clark gets bugged for a second there, pushed out of bounds by Tarjan, and it will stay Cary Grove ball. Tie ball game, less than 3 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter. Inbounds pass over to Mao.
Little miscommunication there. Costly turnover for Cary Grove.
Get the ball right back to Loyola. They've done some good things on offense. You saw Casper make a nice, put a layup there and hit off the backboard in. Good 2-point basket. It's Engro. Throws it over to Tarjan. Back to Bolin for 3. No good. Rebounded by Bauer. Here come the Trojans. Bishop had the chance to intercept it, decided not to. Hornick passes it over to Mao. Zielinski. As a timeout is called by Cary Grove. Tie ball game, 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining.
It's a close ball game.
Been one of the better ones I've seen here.
For sure.
And Loyola showing that they're a good offensive team. You've seen Cary Grove, they're a good offensive team, and been a lot of fun calling this one so far.
One thing I have noticed, though, we have not seen a basket from Zach Bauer here in the 4th.
I'm telling you, the Bauer outage.
Yep.
They've found some way to stop him. And you see a lot of times with these big guys. I saw it yesterday with, check my notes. I saw it yesterday with Barrington. Nate Bolt was a guy, 6'10" senior.
Wow.
And they found ways to kind of contain him at times. And when you get these big guys in, it's not about stopping them. It's about how you're able to contain them. And you got to put 2 guys in them, whether that opens up another player or not. You've seen, looking over at your score sheet, there really isn't another guy that is, if you stop Bauer, he can come alive.
Exactly.
You kind of have Clark up there. He's got 8 points. He's the only other guy I can think of. Maybe you have Mao who can do something, but you really don't have another guy like Bauer. It's not like some of these other schools where they have 2 guys that are on the same offensive time. They play together, and it's hard to you double team one, the other one gets open. Doesn't seem like Cary Grove really has that guy. Bauer has it. Bauer's pass tips off of a rambler, and you saw Bishop try to throw it back in, but it just goes out of bounds. Stay Trojan ball. Bauer guarded by Casper. Hornick with it. Hornick dribble drive. In his mouth. From the corner, no good. And a good offensive rebound by Mao, and the shot, that's no good. Good defense on the second possession there by the Trojans. As it's now Rambler ball. Engro throws it back over to Tarjan. As they're going, I believe there was a spill. I've never seen this before. I've been here. This is my If it weren't for COVID canceling tournament last year, this would have been my 4th straight year.
Yeah.
Of working this tournament. I've never seen a stoppage of play for either a drink spillage or sweat. I've never seen that. So I guess there's a first for everything.
There you go.
All right, back to basketball action. As Alexandro takes it in. Bolin. Casper, pull-up jumper. That does not fall. Good rebound by the Ramblers. Second chance as Engro goes in. Comes in, left-handed layup, and he draws the foul, and he'll go to the line.
You know what? That's Mao's 5th foul of the game.
I don't believe that's the end of the day for him. I believe it's 6. As it's now a tie game. Engro at the line. He's been the man of the hour for the Ramblers. He's got 16 points in the game. Has yet to score in the 4th quarter, so this is his shot to do it. I believe, actually, I was incorrect as Engro is taken out of the game. Guess we haven't called a basketball game in a couple years.
Yep.
You get some rust and it's embarrassing. But hey, even the greatest of announcers make mistakes. As Engro does not make his first basket. Loyola choosing not to have anyone try to get the rebound. As he misses the second. Costly misses there by the Ramblers. As here comes Cary Grove. Awkward with it. Over to Hornick. Hand off to Kark. Back to Oakwood. Back to Hornick. Less than a minute now.
Cary Grove trying to play it slow, making sure they get a good shot off.
You don't want to force anything
No.
because Loyola will have the chance, but you also don't want to take too much time, so you have to rush a shot. Hornick has it, and a pushing foul. Oh!
Costly foul by Bolin.
But given how little Loyola has fouled this quarter, it's not going to send him in a line, so that is,
Yeah.
while it is a stoppage of play, it's not the end of the world.
No.
No quit. It's over to Clark. 40 seconds now. Tie ball game. Both teams looking to go 3-0 in the tournament. And pool play.
Gotta find something quick here.
As a timeout is called by, I believe, Cary Grove.
Just couldn't get anything going there, running a little bit too much time off the clock.
Now you're in a very interesting spot. And this timeout is sponsored by Daryl Barnes Photography for portraits, family, and graduation photos, sports team photos, and more. Contact Daryl Barnes Photography at darylbarnes.com. Less than a minute. Excuse me. 30 seconds remaining here in the 4th quarter, Johnny. Do you hold it for that last shot? This is the question I have to ask you because you're the
Yeah.
basketball expert up in here. So I'm relying on your expertise of the sport.
You know, it's risky. If you don't get the wide open shot, they don't find anything right at the start, then maybe you hold it for the last shot. But if you do take that shot, you miss, you give Loyola the ball, and they're hot from the 3-point line. So it's a tough situation here. If I were Cary Grove, I'd give the ball to Zach Bauer. You know, they've shut him out here in the 4th quarter so far, but he's been the guy for Cary Grove. I'd find some way to feed him the ball, let him do his thing, maybe draw the foul, go to the line. Like we said, they're really good at shooting free throws, so I'd give it to your best man here.
Becomes a little bit of strategy. If you're Loyola and let's say Bauer gets it, do you just foul him ahead of the line and conserve time, or do you let him shoot? You also don't want to, you want to play tight defense, but you don't want to do anything reckless. Loyola has some room to play with. They have some fouls to give before they get in the bonus. Cary Grove, on the other hand, let's say Loyola gets a turnover, you drive in. Because then you're guaranteed, if you draw contact and you make it, you're guaranteed a 3rd shot. If you draw contact and miss it, you're going to the line anyway, so you're going to want to win it on the free throw line if you can. And we'll see what Cary Grove does with this, as Hornick has it. And a timeout called by Cary Grove as
Very
whatever
tight
offensive
defense here from
play
Loyola.
was going on there was not working in their favor.
You know, now we're getting into 20 seconds left, talking about that, holding it for the last shot here. As your time's winding down here, it's looking more and more like that's the case. Don't want to give Loyola back the ball, especially if you don't make your shot.
Now for Loyola, it's looking at it as a defensive mind here.
Yeah.
Do you play off a little bit, or do you go constant man-to-man here and you let them, you know,
I mean,
have them beat you at it, or do you try to get, you wait until you know they're going to hold the ball?
Yeah.
That's going to happen
Yeah.
regardless. If you play tight defense, do you try to do a quick steal and run it down, or do you kind of you know, find a way not to do that? And this timeout is sponsored by Tom the Plumber, Inc. Tom the Plumber, Inc. is a family-owned and operated company committed to providing plumbing service and installation of the highest quality and craftsmanship. Tom the Plumber, honest and affordable. Visit Tom online at tomtheplumberinc.com.
you know, going back to what you were talking about, it's tough because, like you said, they have fouls to give, so they can play tight defense. What they've been doing is working because, I mean, we've seen what Cary Grove has had the ball for 20, 25 seconds now, and they haven't been able to get anything going. So I think Loyola should just keep doing what they're doing, and maybe they get a turnover, maybe they force a missed shot, but
Whatever it
we'll
is,
see what they decide.
whatever the shot is, and another timeout is called.
Another timeout.
Whenever they get to that shot, it's very important for Loyola not to play physical.
Yep.
Because the last thing you want to do, let's say all the time they bring it down to 3 seconds, and they shoot the ball at 3 seconds, and you foul, and you hit the arm, you hit the wrist, you do something, and it misses, they can easily win at the line.
Yeah.
And that's the last thing you want to do. So it's important. It's like that. It's that weird scenario where it's like you want to play
Yeah.
tight defense, but at the same time you don't.
Can't play too aggressive.
And it's very hard for players to get in that mindset of let's play hard, but like not at the same time.
Exactly.
It's like telling it's almost. I'm trying. My mind thinks in baseball analogies.
Yeah.
As a former baseball player myself, I try to figure out what kind of format. I can't exactly. I'm not even gonna try. I was trying to think of some baseball analogy, and I couldn't think of it at the time.
It's hard to explain.
But you can't. You don't want to play too hard, but you don't want to play too soft. As for Cary Grove, you don't need a 3 to win. Drive in, draw the contact, give it to Bauer, because there's a good chance if they're trying to go for the shot, they're gonna hit the wrist, they're gonna hit the arm, they're gonna hit something. Go for him. He's been the man all game. 19 total points in the game. So give the ball to him. He's your man. Zornick has it. Hornick drives in. Fouls over to Zielinski. Zielinski passes 15 seconds now. Bauer with it. Hornick over to Clark. We're at 10. Clark driving in.
Ooh, may have had a look there.
That's, wide open 3. That's deflected.
Oh.
And that will go out of bounds. And it's going to be a Loyola ball. 4.3 seconds remaining. We'll see what Loyola does. I expect the timeout is called by the Ramblers. A crazy offensive possession there by Cary Grove. Gives Loyola the chance. 4.3 seconds. What kind of offensive plan are you thinking? Do you heave it down? What do you do?
4.3 seconds.
And this timeout is sponsored by Rose and Hyundai of Algonquin and Genesis of Algonquin. If you're looking for a brand new or certified pre-owned, Rose and Express online buying made simple. Go to roseandhyundai.com and genesisofalgonquin.com. What do you do in this situation?
Yeah, 4.3 seconds. It's not like you have to go for a full court heave. Try and get the ball down there quickly. You have a little bit of time to take a half-court shot. Maybe you can pull up from the three-point line, but I think give it to Alex Engro. He's been the one that's been the man for Loyola. Put the ball in his hands, drive it down, see if he can come up with a shot here. But I mean, if I'm Cary Grove, you can't give him anything easy.
It's the same situation as Loyola was defensively. What you might see,
because they don't have fouls to give.
Now, what you might do is they might try to get it to half court and quickly call another timeout.
True.
I don't know if they will because
Get
it's
the ball a
a
little
very
closer.
short amount of time. But you might actually see, I was going to say maybe you see a pass to Casper down low. Try to draw the contact from
Bauer.
From Bauer as Engro goes. As he throws up half court, that does not fall. We're going to have some overtime basketball here today, hey? I didn't get the chance to call an overtime game a couple years ago, but hey, look at here we are, 45-45. Tied out of regulation play. It's been a while since I've seen an overtime game in high school basketball, but I've heard of them. I've definitely heard of them. That's. We're going to send it to commercial, and we'll be back here in a little bit.
Is our people. Our people who come in and work for us every single day. We try to create an atmosphere of family, an atmosphere of warmth, and an atmosphere of compassion.
And welcome back to the Hinkle Holiday Classic. We've got some free basketball for you here today between Loyola and Cary Grove. I'm Patrick Cary, and alongside me up here in the booth is basketball expert Johnny Jezorowski. Been a lot of fun. Overtime basketball, hey, you can't argue with that, can you?
No, you cannot. Always fun to get some overtime games.
As they will head it over for a jump ball to start overtime. Was actually colored for a double overtime game before.
Don't get those too often.
So that was a lot of fun. We'll see how this is. It's Casper, and it'll be Casper against Bauer, and Bauer wins. Cary Grove with the first possession of overtime. Clark hands it over to Zielinski. Down low to Clark. Remember, they're without John Mao. He fouled out. As Clark will try to take it in. And over to Zielinski. Zielinski back to Bauer for the open two, and that does not fall. Right into the hands, however, of Miles Bolin. Alex Engro double team at the Golden Eagle as Bolin has it. Bolin to Casper. Back to Bolin. Still employing that 2-3 zone. As Loyola tries to pass around it and get a man open. Bishop, been quiet all game. Engro with it. Long possession here by the Ramblers. Trying to figure out this zone defense, and they had a shot there but chose not to. It's Bishop, over to Tarjan, over to Engro, back to Bolin. Casper down low. Almost falling out of bounds, and he does step out of bounds. Costly turnover here for the Ramblers. You're not going to get a lot of turnovers in overtime, and you got to try to capitalize every single one. That one did not capitalize on. That might come back to hurt them as the Trojans have the ball. Clark has it. 2.5 minutes remaining here in overtime. 4 minutes overtime, says it in high school. Oakwood has it. Bauer, and a charge is called. Casper stood tall and took it. Add that to the list of feats of strength.
Just like that, Loyola gets the ball right back. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think that's their third charge.
I believe it is. And so we talked about earlier, you got to be big, you got to be strong up there to take those charges, and it hurts, man. But hey, for the better of the team, huh? Here comes Engro. Driving in. Turn this over to Bolin. Bolin had the open three, decided not to take it. Engro with it. 2 minutes remaining in overtime. No one scored yet. Bolin over to Tarjan. Over to Bishop. Back to Engro. Over to Bishop. Engro has it. While driving in, over back to Bolin. Back to Engro. Trying to figure out this zone defense. It's been fairly strong in the few possessions that Ramblers had. And Casper down low. It looked like a walk, but no, and he tried to put it back in. That will go out of bounds, and it will go to Cary Grove.
Some great defense on both sides of the ball here. No one's really able to throw up a nice shot.
It looked like a walk there by Casper.
Yeah.
I would have called it a walk, but I had not. Apparently the ref saw otherwise. It's a minute and a half now remaining. Clark with it. Driving with his left, hands it over to Hornick. Hornick stops his dribble, passes over to Clark. Clark looks for a man to get open as a pick that gets set. Zalkwa with the pick. Nothing comes of it. About a minute remaining now here in the first overtime. Some miscommunication here, it seems, from the Trojans as their coach is yelling at Clark to figure out some kind of offensive play. They have not done it yet. Pass over to Zielinski. Zielinski had a 3 earlier in the game. Back to Clark.
Still awaiting the first basket here in overtime.
Double team will leave Hornick open. Might prove a mistake. Zielinski had the 3, didn't take it. Back over to Clark. This has been a very long possession. A good crossover move. Wide open for 3 is Hornick. That does not fall. Good rebound by Casper. 30 seconds remaining in the overtime. First overtime of the game so far. As Engro has it, passes back over to Tarjan, and here we go, keep away.
We're gonna play keep away here for the last shot.
You want it. Nah, how about you take it? No, you. 16 seconds. Looks like it's going to be held for a final shot. Let's see if the Ramblers can win it. Engro driving in, puts it up, off the glass. That does not fall. And a foul is called.
Looks like that's going to be on Alex Engro.
Does not matter. 4 seconds.
Looks like we're going to be seeing double overtime, Patrick.
We'll see. Let's not call it yet. Let's see what Cary Grove does. As their fan section stands up just in front of us. 4 seconds. Let's see what the Trojans can do. They got to pass it in eventually, and that's a foul.
I think another one on Engro, it looks like.
That's his 4th foul. If he's in danger of fouling out if the game goes into double overtime, and you do not want him out.
Yeah. It's their lead scorer for Loyola. It's not something you want to see.
And the pass. See if the half-court heave. Throws it up. No good. We're going to have a second overtime. Look at that. No points scored in the first overtime. 45-45. Both teams tied heading into quarter number 6. If we get past 7, we might as well have a 7th quarter stretch.
Yeah.
To that. 45-45. What a game.
I mean, looking at our score sheets here, with between the 4th quarter and overtime, looks like we've only had here
7 points scored by 7 points by Loyola. On yours, it's
8 for Cary Grove.
8 for Cary Grove.
In what, 12 minutes of basketball?
It's defensive slugfest is what I'm going to call it. Both teams not really able to figure out what's going on. It was figuring out that zone. That 2-3 zone's been hard for Loyola to figure out. You just got to keep passing the ball. But now you might be without Engro if you hit one more foul and he's gone.
Very crucial for Loyola.
He's the captain of that offense right now, especially in this game. You do not want him gone. Now Bishop, I've called his name a lot. Nothing's come of him yet, but he can shoot threes. I saw it against Streamwood yesterday. He hit 5 in that game, so he can definitely make the 3 ball. Now you can also, don't count out Miles Boland. Every basket he's scored this game has been a 3. He's hit 6 in the first half and 9 in the second total. So that's about 5 3-pointers total in the game. So he can shoot from behind the arc. He matched his 3-point total from yesterday. But definitely, it's going to come down to really who can figure out the defense first.
Yeah. I mean, neither teams have been able to get a good shot up recently, and it goes back to this defense. And like you were talking about in the 4th quarter, the Bauer outage.
He's
he
gone.
Has yet to score.
We have yet to hear from him after the 3rd quarter. As we get ready for overtime number 2. Casper and Bauer, old friends, tipping off again. There's a miscommunication, it seemed like, being where to set up for the jump ball. And it's both mistimed the jump there, and it still lands in the hands of Cary Grove. So Clark starts it off. Overtime number 2. Over to Bauer. To Clark. Guarded by Tarjan. He hasn't scored a point yet, Tarjan. Hornick has it. Dribbling in. He loses it. It will go off to the fingertips of Miles Boland, and it will stay Cary Grove ball. Zielinski receives the inbounds pass, hands it over to Aquit. It's Clark. Underhand layup, that falls. That's the first points of both overtime, as now Cary Grove has a 2-point lead.
It's a great look from Mike Clark there.
Pass almost turnover there by the Ramblers. That is, oh, and it goes off of the fingertips of Zach Bauer. He had it in his hands, just dropped the interception there.
Yeah, could have been a huge moment for the Trojans there.
Zengro has it. Pull-up jumper. Off the glass. The bank is open. And, oh, deflected
Bauer.
Casper. As that goes flying back in, then a foul is called.
On Loyola, it looks like.
I believe it is a foul on Loyola. As that was
on Bishop.
It was not Engro, it was a loose ball foul. I thought for sure they were going to call a jump on it.
Yeah.
As that foul puts Cary Grove on the line.
Oh, it was on Engro. That's his 5th foul. Alex Engro's done for the day.
Wow. That's a costly foul there by Engro. I understand the play. I don't blame him at all for it. Because when you're that close to fouls, you still got to play tight.
Ball's on the ground there.
So
he's
he's
trying to go for it.
His day's done with 18 total points.
It's a huge loss for the Loyola.
Cary Grove now takes a 1-point lead. It's the 1-1. It's Hornick on the line for the Trojans. And he drains the second one. Now back to a 2-point lead. As that's Max Garcia. He's back in for the Ramblers. Taking duties over. That pass intercepted. It's Hornick. He scored both on the line. He chooses to slow it down a little bit. As he'll pass it back off to Clark. Clark dribble drive in. Nice move there. Rolls around a little bit. Does not fall. Out of bounds. Ramblers ball. What a sequence of events we have here in the second overtime.
Cary Grove had the opportunity to go up by more than 2 points there, but unable to come up with the basket.
Loyola has it. Tarjan taking it up. Pass over to Bishop, who's been quiet. Tarjan over to Casper. Back to Tarjan. For 3, Bishop, no good. As Casper gets a good offensive rebound. Tarjan with it. And a travel is called. It looked like he was trying to get some contact so he could hit off of him and do the step back jumper, but
accidentally shuffled his feet there.
Shuffled his feet. A very costly turnover here for the Ramblers, as Cary Grove can look to make this at most a 5-point game. If they hit the 3, that is. That pass deflected out of bounds. It'll stay Cary Grove ball. Aqua with the inbound pass, heads it over to Clark. As he will call a timeout.
You know, with Enger out here, it's going to be interesting to see how Loyola moves the ball around.
They have Max Garcia. He's been there.
Yeah.
He shot a 3 earlier in the game. He hit a 2 in the 4th quarter. So he can definitely shoot. He can play. He's not the same guy as Engro, but he will take over point guard duties for them for the remainder of this overtime. If there is a third overtime, he'll take over in that 3rd overtime as well. 49-47. What a game.
It's been something, I'll tell you that. Started out high scoring, and just the second half came and both defenses came to play.
And really, it's been that Cary Grove defense that's just been really good in this overtime period. And don't forget, but this game is brought to you by our season sponsor, Bear Family McDonald's, proud supporters of our community since 1967. Stop by one of their 30 area McDonald's restaurants today. I might have to stop. I might stop on the way home. We got another game after this.
Yep.
But at that point, it's like around 6 o'clock. Do I want to
Dinner time.
Do I want to wait home to eat something? Do I stop on the way? I don't know. Decisions. Just like what Loyola is going to do on defense here. They have not found a way to really stop the Trojans. You had Casper with the deflected shot on Bauer, but really it's been all Trojans this quarter, or this period, for overtime. Clark with it. Deflected, intercepted by Tarjan. He's not taking himself. Underhand layup will fall. Tie game. Clark has it. Minute 20 remaining here in the second overtime. Shad takes it himself. He's surrounded by three Marine jerseys. The shot by Bauer does not fall. That will go out of bounds. Rambler ball as it went off of Zielinski.
Huge for Loyola here. You talked about Casper before. I think he's been a huge part of this defense here, and especially to stopping Zach Bauer. We saw he had that block a couple minutes ago and then grabbed the offensive board over Zach Bauer. He's been a huge help to this defense in the second half here.
Tarjan over to Bishop. Bishop, nice pass to Bolin. The three, that does not fall, but it goes right into the hands of Aquit. 45 seconds remaining here for the Trojans. Tie ball game in the second overtime. Clark stops his dribble as a timeout is called. 31 seconds remaining here. Tie game, both teams in the singular bonus, so if fouled without a shot, they will go to the line for a 1-and-1. So keep that in the back of your mind here in the final 30 seconds.
Definitely something they might want to go to. Just get the ball in, draw that foul. We have not seen a lot of points scored here in the past last overtime and the fourth quarter. So just to put something up on the board, drive it in, draw the contact, maybe you can put up a point or two.
You got to have some very careful defense for both teams. And you're in a bonus, so you want. And we're going to have a replay of the game-tying basket. Let's take a look. Let's look at that nice underhand layup there by Tarjan.
Beautiful take to the rim there by Tarjan.
That was his first 2 points of the game, and they could not have come at a bigger moment.
Yep.
We'll see what Loyola does on defense here. 31 seconds remaining. Do they play tight? Do they not? Do they give a little breathing room, or do they just try everything in their willpower to stop?
Yeah.
It's something we're going to have to see in this.
Very tough decision.
Here we go. 30 seconds. Clark with it.
Putting some pressure on him.
Initiating a press. Over to Aquit in the corner. Stopped in the corner. And a travel is called.
Wow.
Costly turnover. Looks like Loyola's going to have a chance to win the game. Let's see what they do. 19 seconds remaining here in this second overtime as Casper will inbounds it over to Shane Tarjan. He scored the big game-tying basket. So he throws it over to Casper. 13 seconds. 10 seconds.
Hold it for the last shot here.
And a timeout is called by Loyola. 9.4 seconds remaining. You don't need the three.
No,
that is something, do not throw up a prayer. You're going to have to shoot the ball. That's regardless. Whether that's going to be in the paint, if driving in or behind the arc, you really don't want to leave it to behind the arc. It's a lower chance shot of making. Unless you maybe give it the ball to Bolin. He might be your three-point specialist at this point. You could. Bishop's been silent all day, but we'll wait and see what happens to them. And this timeout is sponsored by Daryl Barnes Photography. For portraits, family, graduation photos, sports team photos, and more, contact Daryl Barnes Photography at darylbarnes.com for all of your photographic needs. 9.4 seconds remaining. As I said, double overtime game. What's the game plan for Loyola?
I mean, like you talked about before, they both are in the singular bonus. So 9.4 seconds left, not a lot of time. Maybe you take advantage of that. Drive it into the hoop, look for contact, make a good take to the rim, maybe you get to go to the line. 9.4 seconds, not a lot of time left. Like you said, you don't want to throw up a shot that you're not open.
It's not a lot of time, but it's still a good amount of time for a last second shot.
Yep.
It's not heave at half court. It's not turn around fade from the corner and pray to God that it goes in.
Yeah.
It's not that.
They have time to get something going here.
All right, we'll see what the Ramblers do. You don't want to force any passes either. Have to shoot it. Bishop for three for the win. No good. We're going to go to a third overtime.
Wow.
49-49. What a game. 4-point score total in both of the overtimes. I can't say I've ever called a triple overtime game. So, hey, this is the first for me.
I don't think I've seen one, let alone a high school game.
What a game this has been.
It has been something.
You know, you thought that it was going to matter, you know, Engro going out of the game, but they figured a way. They put Garcia in there. He's been decent. They figured that out. And you're really looking at who's going to step up for the Ramblers in this one. Who's going to step up in this overtime?
I mean, like we talked about, Shane Tarhan scored that game-tying basket here. He seems the man to kind of take that next leap with Engro out. I mean, he took that last shot there. Wasn't the best shot, but maybe we'll see him take the extra step up in this third overtime.
And it looks like the Bauer outage is continuing here.
He's
been quiet the fourth quarter, the first overtime, and the second overtime, as we'll head into the third overtime. Triple overtime action here at the Hinkle Holiday Classic. See, again, Casper Bauer, familiar faces down at the Golden Eagle for the jump ball.
It's been at least 20 minutes since we've seen a basket from Bauer.
As that ball goes out of bounds, saved, deflected, off of
Amazing
Zielinski.
play by Tarhan.
Talk about basketball IQ. That's it there, right there.
Heads-up play.
As now the Ramblers look at the ball, Casper will inbounds it. They'll try to find Tarjan behind the Golden Eagle. We'll see if he goes there. As it looks to be, that will be the move. As Tarjan has it, over to Casper. Back to Tarjan. To Bishop. Bolin. Cornered by two white jerseys. Casper down low to Kurtzwell. Bishop for three. It's good!
That's his first basket of the game.
Huge three ball by Bishop. He was quiet all game, but he decided, hey, I'm just going to wait to the third overtime to show up. And man, he come up clutch when it mattered. Clark has it. Double team action here by Loyola as he pulls up for the three. Banks off the back of the rim, recovered by Bauer. He's holding it up, and a foul is called.
It's going to be on Bishop.
As he will go to the line for a 1-and-1.
See if Bauer can put up his first basket since the third quarter.
That does not fall, and it's caught by Bishop. Sane Tarjan has it. Over to Casper. 3 minutes now in the third overtime, and another foul is called as Casper will head to the line. Casper had made 4 free throws in the game so far. 2 in the first half and 2 in the third quarter.
It's going to be Hornick's 4th foul of the game.
See what Casper can do at the line. It's going to be a 1-and-1. First one falls.
Makes that a 4-point lead for Loyola.
See if he can land the second one to make it an even 10 points on the game for him. And that does not fall. So stay a 4-point game with less than 3 minutes remaining here in the third overtime. As Clark has it. Clark dribbles in. Nice left-handed move, does not fall. And that's rebounded by Kurtzwell as he will pass it back out to Tarjan. And here come the Ramblers. Back to Casper. Casper dribbling in, and another foul is called, and it looks like he will head back to the line.
Foul is going to be on Mike Clark, his fourth.
As they're trying to figure out, it looks like there might be a bloody nose, maybe by Clark. He's holding his head back and they're grabbing the towel. It looks like that might be what it is.
He will have to come out of the game. So they bring in Ashby Jordan.
Big loss there. Clark's been the commander of that team, so we'll see. Hopefully he's all right. As Casper's now with Loyola, the double bonus, he's guaranteed 2 shots. And the second one does not fall. Stay 4-point game. We'll see what Jordan does for the Trojans. Zielinski has it. Over back to Jordan. Wild errant pass goes out of bounds, and it will go to the Ramblers. Miscommunication, mental mistake like that can hurt you at the point where it matters most.
Especially when you're down by 4.
Right. It's not panic time. Don't worry.
No.
It's not panic time. There's a lot of time left. But you can't be making mistakes like that, especially in the third overtime. Pass over to Kurtzwell. Bishop has it. Back to Tarjan. To Casper. Double team. As Loyola will call a timeout. 4-point lead by the Ramblers. 2 minutes and 11 seconds remaining here in the third overtime. What a game.
It has definitely been something.
You lose Alex Engro in the second overtime. In the third overtime, the second overtime you start to see Shane Tarjan come out, bring that big 2 points. Bishop hits a 3.
Yup.
So really, you're seeing a lot of good ball movement. You're seeing a lot of good shots by Loyola. Now the question is, what could Cary Grove do? They're without Mike Clark, who's being seen by the physical trainer, it looks like.
Maybe he's able to check back in there, but they're also without John Mao. He has 5 fouls, so he's done.
Yeah, but he's been. They lost him in the I believe the fourth quarter. So they've been doing fine.
Yeah.
In the overtimes without him. Now whether or not they could capitalize. Fine, Jordan came off off the bench. He had that errant pass. He hasn't scored a point yet in the game. Hopefully it's not nothing. Maybe it's not jitters or a little bit of nervousness coming in, especially in a triple overtime game.
But Loyola with the 4-point lead, it's huge, especially if they can capitalize off that miscommunication pass from Jordan.
And it looks like Mike Clark's back. So
That's
whatever he had, I don't think it was a nose. It was kind of holding part of his mouth, so maybe he chipped a tooth or something. That might have been it. But we'll see what the Ramblers can do. So Casper has it. Back to Tarjan. Back to Casper. Over to Kurtzwell. To Bolin. To Bishop. Now 2 minutes remaining here in the third overtime. Kurtzwell has it. Passes to Casper. And Kurtzwell. Back to Tarjan. Good ball movement here by the Ramblers. They had Bolin open. They had Tarjan open for 3, didn't take it. So Bolin has it. Back to Tarjan. And here come the fouls. And that's Bauer's foul. And he will have Tarjan head to the line to shoot a couple free throws. Now you want to be careful with the fouls in this one. Now you need the foul, so it's like a double-edged sword. You have to foul, but then you're heading a player to the line. Now Tarjan missed his first. He's only got 2 points in the game. He scored them in triple overtime. Excuse me, in the second overtime.
Now we need to see how Cary Grove capitalizes off that. That's a big missed free throw here. Let's see what he can do on the second one.
And he misses the second one.
Another miss, so it's going to stay a 4-point lead.
It's Clark directing traffic. And it's over to Bauer. Bauer's pass bugged, and that will stay out of bounds, and it will stay Cary Grove ball. Good play by Kurtzwell. He tried, slam it back in, but he got there a little late to the party and it just let out of bounds. Bauer with it. And a foul is called, so he'll go to the line for a 1-and-1. You heard the coach over at Loyola, that's Tom Libatino, yelling, quote, "They make their free throws." You don't want to send Cary Grove to the line. We said it throughout the game, 94% free throw shooters during the tournament.
It's a big free throws here. You can put it to a 2-point game.
Okay, announcer's jinx, there it is. As now Loyola has it, and they will get fouled. They'll send Tarjan back to the line. He missed both of his free throws. As a timeout is called.
It's a big miss on that free throw there for Zach Bauer. Had the opportunity to put the game within 2 points.
At most,
Yeah.
2 points. It would have been a 3-point game if he made at least one. It would have made it a little more manageable. They're at 4 minutes, minute and 8 seconds. The foul-a-thon's going to continue.
Yep.
You're going to see Cary Grove continue to foul Loyola. And whether or not they make their free throws on the line or not, it does not matter because that's going to stop the clock a little bit. Now, what I've seen so far is Shane Tarjan. It's a guy you kind of want to foul.
Yeah.
He has not made a single free throw yet. He missed both of his in this overtime period, so I think they made the right call of fouling him. You don't want to put Casper on there. He made a free throw in overtime. He made 4 in regulation. He's not a guy that essentially you want to put in. Now, he missed 2 earlier in overtime, so
yeah,
a little bit of a difference for who you want to foul. But we'll see what Tarjan can do for the line. He missed 2 already in the third overtime, so let's see what he can do. As he drains that one, makes it a 5-point game.
Now, if he makes this next one, it's going to be a 5-point lead for Loyola. Do the Trojans look to shoot a 3 here?
I would think so if he makes this. And he doesn't. Stays a 5-point game. Now you need a 3 and a 2. Or you drive in, make a layup, and draw the foul. There's a lot of different flavors you can choose here. You shoot the quick 3, play some defense, but hit a foul. We'll see if they'll do that. Clark drives in. Goes in, throws up a layup. That does not fall. The tip in somehow goes in. I don't know how that went in.
I think that was tipped by a Loyola player.
I thought it was Clark. I looked like maybe he hit off the fist.
Yeah, I'm not really too sure what happened there, but the basket went in, so it's a 3-point lead for now for Loyola.
So now it's a 3-point lead. They got the 2. Who do you foul? Do you foul Tarjan again?
You could. I mean, he made, what is he? He's 1 for 4.
I believe so.
So far this overtime, so maybe he's the one you want to go for again. Maybe you look for a. Maybe
and
you look
we
for a
have.
steal.
We're going to have a replay. Let's see. This is the tip in.
It's kind of.
I can't
it's
tell
close
if that
to
was
tell.
Clark.
It was Tarjan and Clark both going up for that.
I'm going to say it was. I'm going to say it was a tip in by Clark. That's what I'm going to rule it. Because it looked like to me he got the most hand on it. It looked like it hit off the top of his fingertips. He kind of pushed it back in. So I'm going to say he had the tip in. Now you're at the 3-point deficit. We talked about it a little bit. It looks like do you foul Tarjan? Do you foul Bishop, who hasn't been, shooting that well today?
Yeah.
If he's in, do you foul him? Do you foul maybe? You don't want to foul Casper.
No. I mean, they have 50 seconds left, so they don't need to go for it right away. So maybe they initially go for the steal, try and force a turnover, but then you got to start looking to foul someone. See what the Trojans do.
They initiate a press, as expected. Trapped in the corner, good pass there. Now Kurtzwell has it, he's gonna hold it. To Bolin, 43 seconds. They're trying to find their man. They're trying to get Tarjan, and they do foul Tarjan, so they'll head to the line for 2.
Now that foul, if that foul was on Zielinski, that's his 5th foul.
So that was some smart basketball there to get him away from it, not having him foul, to keep him in there, so you have a little bit more height than just Bauer when he's in.
Looks like that was on Zielinski, so he's now done with 5.
Mark that. That is the second Trojan to foul out of the game. John Mao fouled out, I believe, in the fourth quarter, and now Zielinski fouled out in the third overtime. As Sargent makes the first free throw. Makes it a 4-point game. He makes the second one. That might be the dagger.
Trojans will have to look to put up a quick 3 if he drains this one.
He misses that one, so it's a 4-point game.
Can still go for a 2 here.
You want to make a quick 2, I would say.
Do.
Bauer
Can't
drives
take
in.
too much time off the clock.
He's going to drive in. That was a beautiful move there.
That's his first basket since the third quarter.
It's the end of the Bauer outage, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
As the refs are talking now, I don't know what exactly is the call. So whatever they're talking about.
Not sure what there is to discuss there. It looked like a clean basket from Bauer.
Are they discussing?
Was it a foul?
I think they're discussing a foul. No, they're not. I don't know what they were discussing there. I'm a little confused myself.
Stay in Loyola ball.
So Loyola has it, two-point lead. And play will resume. Casper, the inbounds play, trying to find someone, and a foul is called. Looked like that was Okwat. It's his second foul of the game, and they'll send Bolin to the line. He has yet to shoot a free throw. He's made all his points, all 15 of them have been from three-pointers. So let's see what he can do at the line. Makes the first. Now a three-point game.
It's a big free throw here for Loyola.
And they make the second.
Only a 4-point lead for Loyola. 29 seconds left.
4 points, 29 seconds.
You can still
Quick two,
go
quick
for
two,
a 2.
quick-
Quick 2,
you don't
want to force the 3.
You can draw contact down low. We've seen it a
Yeah.
lot this game. We've seen a lot of contact. It's been a very
You
physical
give it to
game.
Bauer. Hope he draws the contact, makes a basket.
It's definitely what I'm going to say. I'm going to expect a quick 2. They're going to try to drive in, and it's important for Loyola to step back.
It would seem to be the smart decision here, not to throw up a crazy shot.
You don't want to foul and then make it a 1-point lead, where they can get a quick steal and then hold it for the last shot. Maybe drive in and try to do something like that. But this time out is sponsored by our good friend Tom the Plumber. Tom the Plumber Inc. is a family-owned and operated company committed to providing plumbing service and installation of the highest quality and craftsmanship. Tom the Plumber, honest and affordable. Visit Tom online at tomtheplumberinc.com. Triple overtime.
Whatever Cary Grove decides to do here, they have to make the shot. If you don't make the shot, you're down by 4. You're going to foul Loyola, and if they make those free throws, that will probably be the end of the game.
You have to score fast.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say. You're going to want to score fast. As Clark takes it up, past the Golden Eagle. Running out of time. They got to do something. Southwood has it.
Taking a little bit more time than we would have thought.
Way too long of a possession. Clark hits off the deep 3, and that does not fall. Here comes the desperation 3. It's the second one. That does not fall. And the ball will go out of bounds.
Set off the foot.
It'll stay Cary Grove ball, but I think it might be a little too late.
They took way too long to get down the court there. Not enough time now left in this game.
They're going to let him shoot. That does not fall. A hard-fought victory. What a game. If I was playing NCAA 14, that would qualify as an ESPN Instant Classic. Triple overtime action here at Hinkle Holiday Classic. Loyola comes away with a 57-53 victory. That's probably the best game of basketball I have ever called. I can't say I've ever called a better game than this.
I don't know if I've ever seen a triple overtime in this tournament. We've been doing this for 4 or 5 years now. And
I've never seen it, and after this, we're going to have a highlight reel and take a look. Run you through the action of all 7. Count that, 7 quarters of basketball we watch. There's a nice 3. Looked like that's Bolin. Easy put back by Bauer early in the first quarter. Nice behind the back pass back to Bauer again. We heard him. He was all over the place in the first half, and that was a nice 3 by Garcia. Clark put that one in, a nice floater. I think this highlight reel might be a long one, so you got a lot of basketball to go through. It was a battle of the 3-ball early on, and that was kind of the storyline, but Loyola battled back after starting off on a 6-0 run. Cary Grove, they were played back almost majority of the game. That was that and 1 play behind the arc. Just look at all these shots. That was at the buzzer in the end of the second quarter. And Bauer again, the alley-oop. Bolin from behind the arc. He hit a lot of 3s in this one. Bolin again. He was big in the second half for the Ramblers. That was Oakwood. Bauer with a great pass down low. Another 3. It wasn't a lot of scoring near the end. They only scored, managed another 12, 13 points in the overtime.
I mean, most of that scoring came in that first quarter.
There's the charge. That was a big momentum changer. Casper's deflected shot in the first overtime. And the Tarjan's great shot in the second one that tied it. And look at that. Special thanks to all of our game sponsors: Bear Family McDonald's, Custom Heating and Cooling of Chicagoland, Rosen Hyundai, Tom the Plumber, and Daryl Barnes Photography. I'd like to give a special shout out to all those hardworking men and women who put this broadcast together. You guys are the real MVPs. So, until the next game, I'm Patrick Cary, joined alongside me up here, basketball expert, good friend of mine, Johnny Jazarowski. We'll be back at you with the next game coming up, Loyola, Crystal Lake South. Stay tuned.